about 4 miles to go, so I'll just get to the outskirts of the place and just check it out and see what's what, because I don't know whether it's going to be boarded up, security fences or what. I don't know what I'm going to find when I get there, but I'll see what crack is when we get right corner. That'll be on camera, that. Welcome back, YouTube. You join me today on an absolute glorious day. Weather forecast for next week or so is looking absolutely fantastic. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Looking forward to his camping trip next week. Friday, Saturday night at Kettlewell. So yeah, a couple of places that I wouldn't mind seeing today. Well, I've got a bit of spare time on my hands. One being an old abandoned village, and the other being a disused railway tunnel. So I'm discovering all these new things to do. Now I've finished playing rugby, trying to get some more interesting things done, trying to find new hobbies, etc. This being one of them. Now, we've always been into bikes, but never the old videoing. Well, I quite enjoy the editing process, to be honest with you. Gives you something to do. But yeah, I've always had a thing for abandoned places. When we were kids, we used to play on the old pit top and then play in the old abandoned pit buildings, the old Kingsley Drift Mine when we used to live at Fitzy. So it's in my blood. But yeah, that's the agenda for today. Go see a couple of places, stop off for a brew. I brought my flask with me today, so I wasn't sure where I was going to be, so I thought better be safe than sorry. Right, so I've just passed through the village of Homer Spalding Moor, about 4 miles to go. So I'll just get to the outskirts of the place and just check it out and see what's what, because I don't know whether it's going to be boarded up, security fences or what. I don't know what I'm going to find when I get there, but I'll see what crack is when we get right corner. I'll catch you in a minute. Right, so essentially we're going to be turning right in a couple of 100 yards and we're heading over in that direction over there. Right, so I ain't got a clue what I'm going to find down here. It's kind of one of them places where it's buried underneath all trees and hidden front road. Please be aware, CCTV is monitored 24/7 in this area. Protect our residents and visitors. Don't know who he is. So this is the old abandoned place, is it? Might have to turn around. Don't know if it's a through road or what. Can't really see much. Quite amazing. Things on your doorstep that you didn't know existed, and then you've got like an abandoned town like this with nobody about. Quite eerie, to be honest with you. There's just, you can Google the place, but to be honest there's not that much info. I mean, I believe it used to be a care home or a residential home at some point, but has since closed. But I don't understand why there's this little village what's closed with it. Maybe they were leasing the land and the lease has run out and nobody's taking it back over. But somebody must own it because there were a guy patrolling down there. So he must be some kind of security, or the owner, I don't know. But there is a through road there, but I don't know whether it takes you to a dead end. I believe that up there, that's the old hospital. But I'd love to know what all this used to be. So I don't want to overstay my welcome, so not really much to see because it's trees, but we're hoping to have a bit of a scout about. I can hear somebody screaming. There's a car there, so I assume that's that bloke's. Right, so that was the spooky abandoned village place. Right, next onto Burdale Tunnel. I don't know whether it's the south or the north portal I'll be hitting. We'll see when we get there. Right, so we've just shot across land. Look at that view. Immense. Yeah, so we've just shot across land, just following sat-nav really. So he's just taking me down some nice little country roads, which would have been more suited to a super adventure rather than a GT, but be right. Just taking it steady along here because I've never been up this side before, so I'm just taking everything in. Taking that great big massive pile of horse shite in as well. Christ. See, I won't messing about these back roads. Good job I've got some time on my hands. And there's no cars at all. Loads of bugs though. Ooh, look at that field. It's a bit of a voyage of discovery, this ride today. Discovering these roads that you've never been down, places that you've never been to, and seeing places that you didn't even know existed. When I went to see that, I keep getting attacked by bloody bees. When I went to see that little village earlier, what were abandoned and what have you, that'd have been. So sat nav's just kicked in. When we were kids, we'd have been in that. It'd have been like a rat up a drain pipe. No questions asked, straight in it. Whether it were day or night. You go to some places like that on a night time now, and you'd be shitting yourself because you'd be thinking there were ghosts and what have you. What is it about when you get older? It's as if you get younger. I'm hoping when I get there's some decent place to park your bike, so I can have a bit of a mooch about. Yeah, I definitely need a super adventure. I've even got suspension. Suspension set on comfort and it's still rock hard. I wonder if it's a local attraction. I wonder if there's a car park, or if it's just one of them things what's been boarded up and forgotten about. Well, that's the old private property. All right. I've just asked that gentleman what was sat down there on his bike having a cuppa, and he said it's up here somewhere, but he said when you go up here, if you can, pull over and park up. So I have done. And if I can, because the bike's on a bit of a... it's a bit hard to stop here, but... I mean, look at that. I'll get a picture of that. Let's see if I can roll the bike back a bit. Maybe try and put it on its stand. It's a bit awkward. That's one a bit of a... Don't want my bike falling over again. That should be alright for a minute. Look at that, I'm going to have to look into this. What is this place? Is it public land, private property or what? But that's where the old railway line was. Run all the way along there. And I'm betting you, somewhere over there, that's where the tunnel is. Whether you can get to the tunnel, I don't know. Hill start on gravel, not the best of things. Right, I pulled over there, I bet you a tenner about 100 yards up here, there's an awesome place to stop. That's usually mine and Donna's thing, that we pull over somewhere and then we carry on and then we pass somewhere where it's brilliant. That's got to be where the tunnel is. I bet it loops round there. I bet it loops round there and then goes into there. Must be all private land because there's no pigsties. Whoop, whoop. The bloke I was talking to back there, he says, you do know you can't get in it, it's blocked up. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go in it. That's too scary. Oh no, it's not down there. They did say that a bit further up. I can't remember the village's name now. The old abandoned village. Said it's just up here. You know, looking up map, I'm just gonna. This is where I could do a super adventure. Whee! Bump, 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 bump. Right, so I went for a mooch about in woods over there, but I couldn't find the old tunnel. It was a bit sludgy in places, so I didn't fancy getting my boots all muddied up and risk falling down banking. But yeah, I've just pulled into this nice little car park and kind of stumbled across, which I didn't think it belonged to it, but it's the car park for the old medieval abandoned town ruins called Warren Percy. So if you can read that, see that up there. Warren Percy, deserted medieval village, 3/4 of a mile in that direction down there. So I don't fancy walking just short of a mile to go see some ruins, which I'll come back another day when I'm more suited to walking in this warm weather. Warren Percy is the most famous and intensely studied example of England of deserted medieval village. Between 1950 and 1990, large parts of the former settlement were excavated by volunteers, directed by an economic historian, Maurice Beresford, and an archaeologist, the late John Hurst. So it's been excavated. It dates back to 1488. The last 4 families were evicted between 1488 and 1506. I'll see if I can get some pictures or some images off Google and show you it, but if you're ever out this way, it's worth a visit. I mean, it would have been ideal today, but I've got all my gear with me and I don't fancy taking my helmet, carrying my helmet and my jacket and what have you a mile, just short of a mile down there. It's a bit dusty here actually, because the bloody combine in the field. So I'll get back up the road and I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so that was Warren Percy. Like I said, when I've got a bit breezy up here, when I've got better attire on, I'll get down there and have a look. It's a shame that I couldn't find that tunnel, that railway tunnel. Right, I've just got back. I hope you enjoyed that little video. Bit disappointing that we couldn't get to see a bit more of I think it's called Linden House, the place that the village that were all in lockdown, closed down. I'll try and get a bit more information about that because it was quite interesting. Never knew it existed. I'll have a look at the history of the place. It was just thrown on me at last minute by my lad. He mentioned it, so I just thought I'd go check it out. Burdale Tunnel. Couldn't find the entrance to that. I was scratching about in bushes, but just couldn't locate it. But it'll be there somewhere, so I'll have to go back and. The trouble is, when you park your bike up, you just don't want to leave it. So next time I'll take my chain and lock it up, and then go see if I can find it. Warren Percy, I'm going to save that for when we've got kids with us. So it'll be nice to take the youngest daughter. She's into all that stuff, so it'll be a nice walk. But I'll take my camera and probably put some pictures up of that as well. But overall, pretty naff really, because we never really got to see out. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, thank you.